I just got back from the big tile convention in Atlanta called Coverings 2024. These are the top 5 installation products and tools that I saw that caught my eye. Number 5 is a new twist on knee pads. Tile guys always got to worry about their knees, and there's always room for innovation. So these are kind of interesting. They look almost a little bit like the Pro knees, but they don't have all the heavy bars and that sort of thing on them. So Pro knees are great for open spaces. Tight confined spaces, these might work better. So they have the bigger knee pads that go under the knees. They also have a set of smaller ones. They have covers that go over them. So if you are doing mud work or something like that, you're not necessarily going to fill them up with sand. And they also have a kneeling pad, which is something I use quite a bit. And this one is just a little bit different kind of twist on it. It's got some, padding in different areas, and maybe it's an improvement on it. So this caught my eye. We'll see how it works in real life, but I thought this was kind of an interesting invention. Number 4, Maxisil. It's an improvement on silicone. It's kind of a boring product, but this guy had contractors lined up the whole show looking at it and seeing what he's doing. So it's a new kind of product. It's a little bit hard, a little bit tougher. It's a little bit less fluid, but it seems to go in there and smooth out right. He's also got, in addition to the silicone, it comes in a variety of colors. It comes with a smoother, a liquid smoother that you put on there that helps smooth it out. It comes with a cleaner. It comes with tools for, tooling the joint. It comes with weird spouts for getting around, the back of a toilet and that sort of thing. So kind of interesting. Somebody took a boring product like silicone, made an improvement. It's a product we use all the time. I think this thing is pretty interesting, and it made number 4 on the list. Number 3 is this new kind of shower pan material made from, I think it's Quick Drain that is out with it. I actually don't even really know. It's Odie bought Quick Drain, and somehow, Rapid Recess is involved with it and everything. But this stuff is made out of recycled plastics, and it's really hard, and has a density that you just don't get with foam pans. I think this could be really interesting for making custom pans and shower pan material. We could be looking at the future with this type of material, and the fact that it's made out of plastics is a big deal. It's a way to use up some of that plastic material that we have out there. So made out of recycled plastics, very dense, custom trays. I think this is a really interesting product for number 3. Number 2 is another twist on the drain. Mapei, they've had their wallboard material out for a while. Now they are coming out with shower pans and drains. And their drain is a bonding flange drain, can be used independently with any system. And it's kind of interesting. Screws down low. It has some adjustability with where you place that drain. One of the things that's coming out with modern bonding flange drains is they're putting weep systems in them. You've seen this with Flow Effects, the Noble Freestyle, the little square drain, that has a good weep system in it too. Mapei has a good weep system. There's plenty of room for water to weep down that might get caught, in the pan. And so it goes down the threads. You can see it goes down around the collar there. It's a good layout. They also have this white piece that fits in there. And so if you have, little tiles and you're wanting to kind of cave in around the drain, this white frame will help keep the stability on them. Then they got a waterproofing collar and a variety of drain grates, a construction plug for when you're working on it. It seems like a well-designed, well-thought-out drain, and I think it could be used. A little bit late to the market. Some other companies have taken the share of it, and we'll see if Mapei can get some of that. Like I said, designed it to work with their shower pans, but it's also the kind of drain that you can use with mud work or that sort of thing. The Mape Shower Pan also has a foam with that honeycomb layer on top, which is good for compression. That's something I think is a better way of doing it. I think Noble is the first one that came up with that. Mape shower pans are like that. So that's kind of cool. But, my number 2 selection here is for the drain, not the shower pan. Okay, before I get to number 1, I want to get to a couple honorable mentions here. Ardex has a binder that you add your own sort of aggregate to it, and you can see here they use it for part of their outside deck system. And you can put pea gravel, you can put whatever this kind of gravel is in there. It binds it together, and it has really good drainage. Now, right now, it's just for outside decks. I don't know that there's going to be a market for it elsewhere, but you know, maybe it could work into shower pans and that sort of thing. Honorable mention number 2 is the sponge machine, always a favorite at the trade shows. You can see the sponges just go in and out and come out clean and kind of mesmerizing. Everybody likes to look at this thing at the trade show. So if you got some sketchy tile work, you know, and you're trying to hide some things from a picky homeowner, and that homeowner comes in, you just turn the sponge machine on and they will be mesmerized and forget all about that huge flaw you're trying to cover up. Okay, number 1. Okay, don't laugh at me for this. I did not expect this to be number 1. It's not really a particular tool or product. It's the whole thing. QEP, yes, I said QEP. You know, the company that makes all sorts of consumer level products that, you know, pros usually wouldn't be caught dead with, including this piece of crap here that has absolutely no use. It's completely worthless. This same company, I don't know where this company was at the trade show, but the QEP that came to the trade show came to play. These guys have a whole brand new lineup of tools, and these tools look pretty good. Okay, and I'm not, this is not sponsored. I am not making this up. First thing that caught my eye is these tile saws here. There's a 7-inch tile saw right here. It looks similar to another brand of tile saw you see up on a box store shelf that is, you know, you might get 6 months of use out of and throw it in the dumpster after that. Okay, that is not what this saw is. This saw is well made, heavy duty. The sliding cart is made out of heavy aluminum, and it glides beautifully on the cart here. This thing is pretty well made. It does all the plunge, beveling, and all that kind of stuff. It's a 1.5 horses, cuts 24 inches, you know, just like you would expect for saws nowadays. Seems well built. These tools are still undergoing some minor changes, so what you see, it might change a little bit slightly when it comes on the market. These products are not on the market yet, but I was surprised. Okay, they have a 10-inch version, and it's a 36-inch cut. Same type of thing, rolling cart. I don't know if the carts or the stands will be interchangeable. Kind of makes sense that they would, but I don't know. Next thing I saw was large panel tools from QEP. I mean, that's crazy. But here they are. They got the rack. They've got the cutter. You know, the snap cutters look pretty good, look pretty well designed. It looks like they'll actually cut some tile and cut it in small pieces instead of just shattering it in pieces. Now, let me be clear, okay? I don't think that these tools are the top of the market or you know, like the Ferrari level tools that some manufacturers have in terms of performance and that sort of thing. I think QEP is probably coming in right here. And if they're smart, I don't know where the pricing is going to be, okay? But if they're pricing it right, they're going to price it down here, okay? So you're going to get a pro-level tool that has a lot of value to it for what you spend for it. That's what I'm thinking, okay? They could screw the whole thing up and, you know, charge way too much for their tools. If they do that, they're not going to sell nothing, okay? But like, for example, that 7-inch tile saw, if they can price that thing under 600, you know, 500, 550, something like that, they will sell those things all day long. It's a nice tool. It looks good. It looks professional quality. One final thing I want to say about QEP, they're also licensing some successful tools from other, you know, manufacturers. So for instance, RTC has, you know, like their leveling system is very similar to the Spin Doctor system. Well, that's under license, okay? You might remember in the past, there's been companies tried to rip that off. QEP's doing it right, okay? They're doing the same thing with the Calidad Tile Bro Square, which is very popular. Well, now you can get the QEP version, and, you know, the Calidad guys will get a little piece of the royalty. So anyway, they're treating the, you know, the small innovators in our industry right, and taking care of them, and, you know, rather than just trying to rip them off and bully them out of the market. So QEP's doing it right, and I was very impressed with their display here at Coverings 2024 in Atlanta. Go to DIYTileGuide.com, sign up for the email list, and download your copy of the Exact Batch Cheat Sheet, which has the exact ratio of thinset, powder, and water so that you can mix a perfect small batch of mortar every time.